like that, especially repeating what Tyler said. 2 leads in a day, we wasted a complete day, payroll, everything.
Yeah, I guess
for Jabeth, not so much for Helen, but it's going to come to that because they won't have nothing to do.
Yeah, if we say how I was saying it's a 2-week or 30-day turning thing, it's because say last week we get 19 leads, this week we get 19 leads. Then all of a sudden, at the end of this month, Vic, I mean, it sounds like he's already almost to this point of like, I need leads. So it's just a trickling thing, and it starts with obviously list health and rotation. So that's the main thing. I mean, is just watching that, which I know you do a great job of, Helen. I'm just trying to think of how to make it more consistent and better, which I personally really don't know. I'm just planting seeds in your head.
Maybe we can also like create a short, I don't know if it's a comprehensive report or what, that we can list down, I mean, probably compare numbers per week, see if which timeline in a month, or let's say which part of or which week in the month that we drop down too much with the numbers. So we dig in there and we see if what type of leads are they or what. So are this the week that we did the follow up stuff? Or are we on stuff like that? So we can probably address specifically in which area we need to to work with.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's going to bite us in the ass this week. By the end of the week, we're not getting 4 more contracts this week. I hope we do and staying positive. But it sounds like, wow, we raised our head, and like we sure raised our head 2 weeks ago and seen what was projected.
Yeah, maybe Helen could probably pull up the whole leads from Jubets from let's say last month for the whole month, and see it per week if where it drastically dropped down.
I would think it'd be week 3 or week 4, but I'm not sure. And Jubeth, if you want to go, you can. We're gonna talk probably about DISPO a little bit and stuff, so I don't want to hold you up.
All right, I will upload the new list now. Thank you.
All right, yeah, and keep us updated, Jubeth. Whenever you see the list going up and down or whatever, just make sure you let Helen know.
I'll post it in our chat room, the KPIs per hour.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it, Jabeth.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
So, yeah, obviously it all starts with the lead gen. So then this brings me back to the question of, do we need another cold caller? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we do, and I think that it was almost a waste of time. I don't see a cold caller bringing us much more value. We can't go a week and have 19 leads, 4 of them be straight shit, and then Vic gets 10 leads for like, it's going to hurt everything. Like literally, and luckily I'm half supplementing it with PPL leads. If we weren't doing that,
what I did want to say. This is what I totally. This cannot happen. That you happen to fall into a great side business and it's pulling our main freaking core business along. That's not good at all.
Yeah, so we definitely figure that out today, Helen, of what's the templates, why are the KPIs from last week's shit, because I know it all comes back down to list health, obviously, and we're pretty good at catching that. Like I see all the time, we're like, hey, this one's messed up, we're going to do another one. So that's awesome, but for example, last week, we can't let it get all the way to Friday and say, oh, wait, we got 19 leads. We need to catch that on like Tuesday, like, why we got 3 leads? And then how can we fix it the rest of the time moving forward?
That's why we have to have our lead goal that has to be hit.
So the standard for a marketing VA is 7 to 10 leads a day. That's at 1,000 texts. Now we're sending like 2,000 or 2,500. So
oh my God,
we should be at like, a good goal would be 15 leads a day. It's bare minimum 7 at 1,000 texts. We double that. So bare minimum should be 14, upwards of 20. So I just don't want to see this trickle into this could definitely become a rolling downhill ball of shit, so leads. So as long as Helen, you're making sure on your end, like lists are good. This is good. Like I said, send me all the templates. I'll go through them today. Make slight changes here and there.
No, this should have been a 911 freaking fire trucks come everything by Wednesday.
Last week, how many did Vic get signed?
2.
Two. 2 signed plus 1 with Tyler. So I have 3 DISPO properties right now.
Yeah, so what do you feel about the DISPO process right now, Helen? Obviously, I mean, I'm assuming you're settled in now. You're good with buyers. You've taken the seat of you're the shit and don't take no shit from buyers, and here's our process. So what's our say we got these properties now, what's our exact process look like? Like, walk me through your DISPO steps.
So once I got the contract, I will start pulling buyers from investor base, and then I will call them. That's when only I call buyers from investor lift.
So we're hitting investor base, calling all of them.
Investor base, yeah. And then investor lift. Although on investor base, I'm only calling those buyers from within 1 year, within 1 mile.
Okay. Well, and that's what, so I was going to say, you can do that, but I think what would be better would be just expand that out to on investor base, go to 3 miles, 1 year, start there. If you don't have enough, do 3 miles, 2 years. But I think we should hit all of those before we ever go to investor lift. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm sure that you've realized and seen too, like, those are just better quality buyers. Like, we're just sorting through the shit of. So I would say,
just within the area.
Yeah, send it out to 3 miles, hell, 5 if you have to. But I would rather call all them. You can go in and create the investor lift post for me, and then I could just blast it out like we were, and then then you could just see the inquiries coming in. But I would always prioritize out the 3 miles, 2 years, whatever. And they're a huge buyer, but they're not popping up on our investor base because they have different LLCs, different names, and just the time period. So I would say always just do that. It's great. Hopefully we get another call with Justin and Garrett this week about some DISPO stuff or something. I'll send you over some videos. Assuming you're getting a lot of value from them guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Mark, she texted me one day and said, hey, here's what I'm sending to this buyer. Are you cool with it? Because my managers ain't going to be. And I was like, yep, I love it. Send it.
Today, where we at on that? Because we can't have a bad week. We can't rely on the blessings of Tyler and his freaking PPL deals. That should be gravy.
Then Helen, when we're running our numbers for offers and stuff, what are you putting our fee in there as minimum?
10.
Switch it to 15.
I thought we said move it to 15 last week.
Yeah, switch it to 15. Our fees. So let's do any property that the ARV or whatever is from 0 to, we'll say 50,000. Let's make our fee like $8,000.
Okay.
Anything 50 to 100. Let's make it what, Mark? Probably let's 13.
Yes, do like a dude. Yeah, 13. I don't like 13. I'm still 12, 5, 13, 12, 5, 12, something like that.
Yeah, and then just do anything over like 100,000, running it at bare minimum 15. So like, I mean, I want everything 15, but obviously if we get a deal that's $9,000, I mean, we could, try to do that, because like the one deal we had for 11, we had it sold for 30. Yeah. And then once we get, 200 to 350, now we're talking, I would shoot for like 40 grand.
No, excuse me. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, because it's a lot easier that way. So hopefully we never even do any properties under 50, and everything's between 10,000 and, you know, 50. Make sure I get all them templates today. Yeah, I can call you. Make sure I get all them templates. So if we set our fees at 15 and you're off a little bit, oh shit, we only made 7 or 8. Well, that, you know, at least it closed and we got a fee. But when we're running them at 10, then oh shit, it's bad. Then it's just a cancellation. When you're on that call and they agree to sign, you say in there too that as long as like everything you're telling me is good, and normally they do. So I'm like, as long as everything you're telling me is good and accurate, and, you know, I think it is because you told me a good bit, then we're good. But, and then I always joke about it. I'm like, but if I come out there and a hurricane hit it or a tornado tore the roof off and everything's completely different, then we're going to have to revisit price and timeline. And so just so by setting that up, like now you can go back and be like, hey, it's worse than we thought. And you've already put in their head, you know, if it's worse, we're going to have this conversation. And don't say like my price is going to drop. Just say it like, if it's different than you say, we're going to have to revisit price and timeline.